So another surprise story came out for Crypto.com's CRO token today, which is why if you look at the charts and what's going on, Kronos is one of the top gainers again on the day, up 5.15%. It has been a while since we have seen a CRO token price pump, but we are seeing that right now. And we are seeing it for very good reason, as there's a new story that's coming out today that I want to talk a little bit about. Reporting in from Cointelegraph and many publications today, Trump's Truth Social is teaming up with Crypto.com to launch the world's first social media prediction market platform. Let's talk a little bit about this story and the significance of this story for Crypto.com and the crypto industry as a whole. I think this is a very interesting moment because tomorrow we actually have a Fed rate cut decision coming. On Thursday, we're going to have a meeting between the president of the U.S. and China to hopefully end this tariff battle between these two nations. And we have this big story coming out. So a very opportune time for Crocoin to be getting a pump out of this news. Let's talk about this, guys. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. This is the Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip. Here's the chart for CRO today. And surprise, surprise, not so much actually. We're back above this red trend line that I've been talking about. And one of the biggest reasons that we're above this trend line is certainly this bullish story about the president's media group again partnering up with Crypto.com, but for something new, which I'm going to get to here in a second. Another reason for CRO to be finding a little bit of upward price action is because Bitcoin has been performing quite well. It found its way on that weekly candle close back above this blue trend line. Now we are testing earlier today. We were up to $116,000. Are we going to continue higher? Well, with the Fed rate cut coming and the tariff fears maybe about to end, we certainly could. So as long as Bitcoin continues up, I think that CRO could continue rallying as well. But the biggest reason I think Crocoin is one of the top movers on the day is definitely this story right here. I want to remind you guys what happened last time we saw an announcement from the president's media team with Crypto.com in regards to the CRO token and the Kronos ETF. Last time we saw the president have an announcement regarding Crypto.com, you saw Crocoin pump a wild 371% to the upside. Now, is this story right here about this Truth Social platform teaming up with Crypto.com to launch the first social media prediction market platform, is that going to be a catalyst that's going to give us a 300, 400% pump like we saw just a few short months ago? I don't necessarily think so, that this story is going to be that kind of catalyst. But I will say this, if Bitcoin can continue to climb and Ethereum can go into a true altcoin season where you see Ethereum break through 5,000, then I do think there's a real world where you could see, 400% gains out of Crow, and we could go to $1. We can go higher than $1 if this bull market continues. But generally, this is a very bullish story. What I'm seeing in regards to this is coming directly from the CEO of Crypto.com, speaking out on this, Chris. He says, Truth Social launching prediction markets powered by Crypto.com. Crypto.com has emerged as the go-to provider of prediction market services with our federally regulated technology stack and industry-leading execution. Integrating prediction markets with social media will quickly expand into the multi-deca billion-dollar industry. We're proud to partner with the President's Media Group and take Truth Social, the first social media platform to integrate prediction markets, allowing their loyal and engage users to trade contracts on everything from Fed rates to football. In other words, what they're doing here, guys, is just like the poly market. Crypto.com is the next to the table with this poly market idea. And they're partnered with the President's Social Media Group to do it. Very interesting time. Quite bullish, I think, for Crypto.com as well. If you've been paying attention to the poly market conversations, poly markets are so interesting and so popular. People are predicting anything, everything. How many times will the president say this? Will the president say this? Will we see a trade deal resolved by X date? How much rate cuts will we get? All these different conversations. These are the things that are going on the poly market. And this is the kind of thing that Truth Social and Crypto.com are partnering up on here. Now, as I continue to see the volatility play out in these markets, I am trading myself There's a lot of different great platforms to do it. Right now, there's still a 10% deposit bonus over on BTCC, and you can do up to 500x leverage over there when you sign up using our link in the description. It's so easy to sign up. All you do is enter your email address, set a password, and deposit funds, and boom, you can start trading. And if you do a deposit over $500 for your first deposit, again, you get that 10% deposit bonus. So if you guys want to check that out, I think we've got more volatility ahead. I mean, crypto's very volatile, right? But I'm optimistic that Fed rate cuts and the end of tariffs could bring us not only into an Uptober like we've been waiting for, which we've got a few days left, 3 days left for October. We have found ourselves in the green for October. Are we going to get a pump over the next few days for Bitcoin? Well, we did break back above this blue trend line that I was talking to you guys about for a while, which is fantastic. So there's a chance that now that we've kind of broken out to the upside past this trend line, made it back in the range, that maybe we do continue up. I also want to acknowledge that maybe there's a chance we have a bounce right back down to test that level before we continue higher. Regardless of that, I'm looking at November and saying, well, the average gains in November is 46%. October was a little bit weak, but with the Fed rate cuts coming, with the tariffs happening, I think we can look at a decently optimistic outlook for November. Historically speaking, there's still a chance that we could be entering a bear market, but on the macroeconomic side, the macroeconomic data suggests that there is still more upside. The historical 4-year cycle for Bitcoin would suggest technically it's over, but I'm not willing to call it over. Not yet, at least. And for CRO, seeing these things come out today is great. Nobody could possibly come out and predict these things. You would never know that this is going to happen. What I have said is that I'm not going to be surprised to see the president partner up with Crypto.com more. Boom. So that has happened. We predicted that, I guess. But in general, guys, I want you to know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm here to report the crypto news as I see it. I love cryptocurrency. I love Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin is going to be around for a very long time. Personally, that's my personal opinion. I think that it is the king of all cryptocurrencies. And I believe there are going to be some staple altcoins out there that will be around for a long time, and there will be tremendous gains to have on some of those coins. I think one of those coins is Crypto.com's CRO token because of stories like this. So this was a certainly awesome story to see come out today. That is all I have in this video for you guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Crypto Report. Again, I am Crypto Kip. Wonderful day to see CRO as one of the top gainers over the last 24 hours. It is definitely on the back of this news that I shared with you in this one. Continue to do your own research, my friends. 2 videos if you want to check them out. DCA HODL. I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace.